OJ. Sorry he gone, man. I'm sorry, man. That just hurt me. That hurt me today. It
This is
really
the Ops
did.
We Tell It
R.I.P. to
All.
the
This is a
juice.
special episode of the Ops. We are going to be discussing OJ
The
Simpson.
juice.
And we have a
Orenthal James.
and we have a lovely special guest tonight. Her name is Jameelah. Say hello to the people, Jameelah.
Yes. Hello, people.
It's your
Wait,
girl,
you
Spicy
just changed
K.
your whole voice. Okay,
The whole voice. Oh,
whole voice.
mercy.
Okay.
There it was.
So TK, start on us on out today.
Man, my boy died today. I've been representing with him since '94. I feel like I was in the Bronco with him. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I'm sorry he died today. Like for real. Like people don't. I don't think people understand the impact that Orenthal James Simpson had on this world. Like these people that are condemning him today, the same one that told him good riddance, whatever it wants to be, uh,
Oh my
decided
goodness.
decided that she want to just get on my boy and say good riddance and all that. And that just
She's a he. She
that's
need to get
No,
somewhere and sit down
she.
because
we
she
can't
killed somebody.
right because we can't upset that community. So if we just gonna move along because we will
Okay.
never get anywhere off the ground by
No,
upsetting
you're
them.
right. But Caitlyn need to simmer her little soul down,
I agree.
and let's remember she ran into the back of somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you're not familiar with what happened today, OJ Simpson passed away of cancer, and
Prostate
Caitlyn
cancer, man.
Jenner
Was it prostate? I
decided.
didn't know he was sick.
Nobody knew he was in hospice.
Caitlyn Jenner,
Uh-uh.
originally born as Bruce Jenner, said good riddance. And if you're not
Yeah.
familiar with Caitlyn Jenner was married to Kris Jenner, which was the spouse of Robert
Robert
Kardashian,
Kardashian,
which was one of OJ
these
attorneys. So
attorneys.
they all know each other. They got plenty of pictures out there. Um,
Also, Chloe's father. I hope it comes out now.
that's
Do
I
you really
hope.
think that's Chloe Daddy?
Yeah, she looked just like his daughter to me. I mean,
alleged.
more than his actual daughter. Like he looked the daughter that we know that he has. Excuse me, Jesus. She favors her. They favor the.
But didn't Chris come out and say that that wasn't her daddy, or OJ said it wasn't his daughter?
I think everyone has said that is not. They are not related, but I believe that's a lie. That's just what I believe because n- all the other two look just like mom and daddy. Rob looked just like Rob, and Courtney and Kim both look just like Rob and Chris. Okay,
True,
Chloe
true.
looked like OJ. Excuse me. Sorry.
She just happens to be taller. I don't.
She just
Nobody.
happens to be taller. Okay,
Yes, I'm just saying.
I'm talking about her face. I ain't said nothing about her height. You didn't hear me say nothing about her height. OJ wasn't that tall.
No, I'm just saying like she's taller than them because they're very petite.
Hmm.
Like Kim
And
and Courtney
she's
are
built
very
like
petite.
a running back because her father was a running back. That's what I'm saying. I hear exactly where you're going with this. Well, I mean, you act like I know we the ops, but right now we saying the exact same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. All right,
Okay, she may be built like a
them
linebacker.
shoulders, them squares, them like you got this for dipping in and through linemen. Like you got the, you know what I'm saying? Like she got them. It's all good though.
Okay, so
She
do
didn't
you
listen.
think TK? Do you think she's sitting around mourning OJ
I
being
do.
gone?
I believe she said she know who her daddy was. She know who her daddy wasn't.
You think
It
she's
wasn't.
sad?
It wasn't Robert. I don't know because they probably made her hate him. It's like that's not your daddy. Your daddy is Robert Kardashian. She don't even Look, she don't even have that.
But
Mm-mm.
I think they did a paternity test on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm just saying. I think
Did
they
they?
did. I'm not saying that
Did it?
anything. I'm just
Find
saying.
it. Find it. And I'll
Find
shut
that.
up. I'll shut up. If it say Robert Kardashian is her father,
No, I'm like because I
where's
know
see
the
now Jerry
question
Springer
because
dead too. We'll never
I used
find
to
out.
watch the show.
He
I used to watch the
dead.
show
Oh yeah, Jerry Springer dead.
When did Jerry die?
Last year sometime I believe, wasn't it?
a minute ago.
Yeah, it's
Oh
been a
my
minute.
stars. I can't take
No,
it.
who is it that does not the father? Was it Jerry Springer?
This Morris.
Uh-huh.
Morris
Oh,
Mm.
Chestnut.
oh, my bad then.
But
Sorry,
more
Jerry.
but Morris still living.
Yeah,
Okay. So now let me
and his
ask you
son
this.
Sean, Honey Sean.
That's right, from CNN, Big Brother, whatever it was. So let me ask you this then
Yeah.
about Orenthal.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and we know that the Browns and the Goldmans,
Mm-hmm.
they just really hated him.
I hated him.
They like really didn't like him. Do you think they around there now having a party?
Yes, and I don't. I thought you was gonna ask me. Do I think they gave him prostate cancer? I was gonna say yes to that too. But but the fact that I
How
think
do
that
you
they
think
are
they gave
celebrating.
him prostate cancer?
I don't know. Chris Jenner does weird stuff, and there's no telling
Well,
what she can do. And she was
I
friends with
agree.
Nicole. Like, she was friends with Nicole. They were very, very close
Yeah,
friends. Like, I was very invested in this. You don't understand. Like, I was 16 years old when he took off in the Bronco because I was out there at this ranch trying to mac on this girl. And I'm like, I'm in my mama's car. I remember everything about this whole trial. And then I'm like, dang, I don't like being out here with all this horse shit and shit. I want to go home, but she's so pretty. Let me sit out here. So I'm out here at the stable, and then I'm hearing on the radio in the car like OJ Simpson, AJ Callens, or whatever his name was, Collins, what?
AC,
AC.
AC,
Yeah,
AC. Well, I think it was AC.
yeah. They riding down this. They running from the police. Oh, they think he did this. So I
Now,
had to leave.
didn't this cut in? But didn't it kind of do it? Didn't that car chase kind of cut
Al
in doing
Cow
the NBA?
Cowlins, by the way.
Didn't
Callan.
it cut in like doing a NBA final game or something?
Yes, this is June 17th or something like
Okay.
no, yeah, June 17th. She died June 14th, 1994. So June 17th. Now this is everybody knows the NBA Finals. Don't ask me who was playing because I was like
I
I
want
said,
to say it was the Lakers, but I may be wrong.
I don't know. 95 Bulls, definitely Bulls. It was Bulls from the
You think it was the
East.
Bulls?
94, 95 would have been the Bulls and probably the Nuggets or the Jazz or something
Supersonics?
like that. The
I don't know.
Jazz. Watch.
Don't give
I
me a
bet
line.
I bet 94 it would have been the Bulls and the Jazz. Look it up, Kim. While I finish telling y'all what I'm finna tell you. Okay, so I leave after I hear what's going on with my boy, because I kept dipping out to the car and listen to the radio because it smelled like horse shit. I mean, it was funky out here, but she invited me over, so I was like, okay, cool.
Can we ask why you was at the ranch?
Well, it was this girl, and I really liked her, and we all hung out as friends, and then she asked me to come over, like by myself one day. I thought it was weird, but I was like, hey, heck yeah, I'm coming. And so yeah, it was weird. I was an awkward 16-year-old. Like I was really awkward when it came to people that I like. So, I'm glad I changed slightly.
Okay, put
Uh,
a pin in that. It was
They
the
was doing the Knicks and the
Knicks
Rockets.
Rockets. Yeah, I just saw that.
hey,
I don't know where I got the Lakers at, but it just seemed like that would have been the team.
yeah, it seemed like it was. So it was my boy John. I can't think of his name, and your
Stanley,
boy.
Stanley, was it
St-
John? Is his name John Stanley?
no,
Yeah, but
Nick
OJ
Timmy
was in the
Robert.
Bronco.
Yeah, and and I'm like, nah, they don't think he did it. I was wondering who did it, but I was like, yeah, I know they really ain't finna try to arrest my boy, because stuff wasn't adding up back then. But I was very invested in the trial. Um, My theory is, before we even get into everything, I think this is what happened to them. Now, Ron Goldman. Now, look, nobody want to implicate him because he's a victim, but I do believe that he might have had a gambling and or drug problem that followed him to this doorstep, simply
Allegedly.
because, huh? That's what I'm. This is just my theory. I don't. We don't know. So,
Allegedly.
but this is what I came up with based on all the evidence and information that, because they really didn't talk a whole lot about him. In
Other
the
than he was just over there to take her
yeah.
glasses that she left at the
She
restaurant.
left her glasses. He knew exactly where to take them to. Something weird about that. They was
Well,
doing.
you know, we got to realize during this time, we'll
Mm-hmm.
just say this was the early 90s. So you may have been friends with the bartender or the waiter because they were all in this circle. Think about the area that they was in or the neighborhood.
He wasn't of
So
that ilk. He lived there and
he
worked
may
there,
not
but he wasn't
he
of the
may not
same.
have but he was a cutie patootie.
Yeah, and
He was a cutie patootie.
and he was a personal trainer, and we all know at that time personal trainers were yeah they was doing the do. So yeah, it has been
Okay.
confirmed that they were physically involved. But yeah, so that's what I think. And then he got caught up because like
He was just at the wrong place. He just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I think she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Because I'm telling you, I think they was following him. Something had to do with him because it doesn't make no sense. It was too random of an attack. And then my boy had an alibi. Orenthal had an alibi. Okay, so
But Orlando was going to. Was he going out of town or somewhere?
there's no way, based on the timeline, that he could have made it back to his house to get his bags and leave. Kato Kalin heard somebody out there in the breezeway, hall, whatever that little, rich people have all kind of uh, duck offs and chalets and all kind of stuff in they on their property and stuff. But he
They have
heard
little
somebody,
pool houses,
right?
the guest house, things like that. Little bungalow.
The,
Okay, I'm picking up what you're laying down.
the evidence that your boy Mark Furman, I believe he's also deceased, is he not? But anyway,
Hmm.
Mark Furman planted the evidence in that particular area. You know what I'm saying? So there's all these things that even if the glove had a fit, it wouldn't have worked out. So my man
Let me
is.
ask you this: do you think even though the glove did not fit,
Hmm.
do you think the glove didn't fit because there was a plastic? You know, he had the plastic glove up under it,
No, well, I
and you
mean,
know,
he had to do that because of the evidence, fingerprints and stuff like that. But no, I don't think it
yeah.
did. That glove was not his size. It was definitely not his size. It did not. It didn't. It didn't just barely go on. A latex glove is going to allow something like a glove to fit onto your hand if it was. If it was a. It wasn't like it was another glove. You know what I'm saying? It was
Okay.
a latex glove. So yeah, that
So
thing
do
didn't get.
Okay.
Uh,
so do you think he's innocent? I'm asking both of y'all. Do
yes,
you think he was innocent?
I think he was
Who?
innocent of the
OJ?
crime
OJ. Yeah.
that he was convicted of. Yes, he may have had someone. He may have had someone do this. I ain't gonna get. And now look, look. Well, let me look down. I don't know where he at. Sir, you just floating around now.
He's
So I'm just gonna
resting.
look in the air.
He's resting where he's resting,
So
and that
yeah.
is, you know, let's just say that he's resting where he's resting.
So I think that he, if anything at all, he may have had someone paid to do that. But I don't think he gave a damn about that far. It that far. You know what I'm saying? He's a mother
You
for
know,
kids. He's always gonna have access to her. Some little bodybuilding, you know, want to be rich boy ain't gonna don't threaten him at all. So I don't think there's enough motive there other than they want him to be guilty of killing this white woman. Like they did so many things to try to put him there that it was ridiculous. Like Marsha, oh my God, that this whole trial upset me. And when I say I was invested, I was invested. Like I said, I left old girl to go home and watch the news and watch my man driving in the Bronco. Do you hear me? I got to go. Juice need me right now.
But I will say this.
What is
I
it?
don't know.
So before you ask that question, do you believe he was innocent, or was that what you were?
Do well. I think he's innocent to a certain degree. Now, let me say this. Do I think he beat her or was they tussling? Yes. I think there probably was some inklings or something of maybe some domestic violence. Do I think that maybe he killed? I just don't. I can't see him killing two people because my thing is this: if you're this is just me watching a whole lot of crime shows.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that he is killing one person and the other person is just standing there.
Screaming.
I just
Now, I,
yeah, I just feel that there's some way that if he did it, uh, he can't take. You can't kill one person and then just go kill another one,
okay,
and that other one don't run.
this is what I say. I say now the target had to have been him simply because if somebody's attacking her, they're not going to be able to attack her and he not do anything. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Like there's no way.
As in run defending Nicole.
Right. As in that,
Okay.
is it taking off himself? Because I mean, look here, we just doing the do. I don't know you like that. I feel you don't know what you got going on. I'ma go. Or defending her as a, you know what I'm saying? Like if he, seriously, men are men. If they see somebody, if they see a woman getting attacked that way, they gonna do something. And there
Yeah.
was no defensive wounds on him whatsoever. So I think he was a target because she would definitely sit there and watch him get murdered and sit there screaming like a damn fool. You see what I'm saying? And you
You
know,
think she would? You think she did that?
instead of running herself and doing whatever, she's probably like, oh my God, oh my God. She wasn't sitting there like they want to make it seem like that she was in there like, stop it, OJ, stop it, OJ. Like that's what she was in there doing. I think he was the target, but it wouldn't. But if that was the case, then they would have just I just there's too many not make senses, and that's not a word or
Okay.
anything, but it just don't make sense. There's
Why
no clear
would
motive.
why okay, so why would he why do you think Ron would be the one if he was screwing Nicole,
Hmm.
why do you think if again, because OJ did write the book If I Did It. And the Goldmans or the
I should have
Browns
read that.
did get the rights to the book and said I did it. So if he really did kill, because I don't remember who was killed first. I don't know if it was Ron or if it was Nicole. Honestly, I just don't see myself watching a motherfucker get killed and I'm gonna stand there and yell because I'm gonna try and run out of a door. Okay, the clear may do that, but we know that the clear, well, I don't want to put
Okay.
all this on the clear folks.
So
I'm I'm
I
this is my take on it.
what you say, Lil Mike?
I always thought that he was innocent.
What?
Obviously, he wasn't. Yeah, I've always thought he was innocent. I remember us doing a mock trial in high school. I think I was one of the
Really?
lawyers. Like, I remember all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always said that the reason, one of the reasons why he was found innocent or found not guilty, basically, or acquitted, however you
Acquitted.
want to
Let's just
say
say
it. Yeah,
acquitted.
acquitted, is because to me, um, it was reasonable doubt. Like
Mm-hmm.
things that you mentioned, Jameelah, about the fact that like how can you one person kill two people at basically around the same time. The one thing that I believe was missing out of this, and like I said, I truly believe that he was innocent. I just believe that, or because of the evidence, I'm looking strictly at evidence that was presented at the trial. Like I was a member of the jury, because like I said, we was definitely on it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they never brought in the fact that someone could have possibly helped him. I think if they would have had some kind of inkling or some kind of um, additional help person as it relates to it, somebody that was like
Uh,
truly,
an accomplice.
yeah, unaccomplished, that it
Okay.
would have been, I think that he would have probably been found guilty.
But
Um,
you know why they didn't?
mm-mm.
Because he
Why?
wasn't guilty. He didn't do it.
Well, I know
Who
that's what I'm
would?
saying.
Okay.
Like
Do you?
I've never thought he was guilty. I've never thought he was guilty. I always thought he was innocent because I felt like the same thing that Jameelah said, that there's no way that he did it by himself. Like you can't, like it would have had to been someone else that did it with him. And I know a lot of people are actually saying allegedly that it was the son that actually did it
That
The
was
young
because of
son?
he
no
because he
the
I think
son
Oh, I
from
forgot
the
he
his
had
son
older children from the
had
first
children.
one.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
so there are I don't know the son name or anything like
I
that.
forgot it. It's
Um,
been a while. These
but
children
they were stating
disappeared.
that it was the older son that did it. And he basically was kind of covering. Like I said, it's allegedly. I don't know
So
have
so
the
he more physically
information,
capable
but
than his Hall of Fame running back father of killing
well,
two
he was
people
Who was running through the
he was a
airport
police
for
officer.
Hertz?
He was a
in the
police
Naked
officer,
Gun. What?
and they never mentioned that whether or not he allegedly did it by himself or anything. They're just saying that they felt like several people were saying they felt like OJ was just um,
Well, that wasn't gonna come up
covering.
because the prosecution wouldn't have brought it up. That would have been for the defense to do, and he ain't finna throw his son under the bus.
Of course.
Negative. Uh, so
Right.
that is a theory though. But what does he have?
I don't think it was the son. I
Oh,
mean, I
it
think
wasn't.
if there was somebody that would hit, I mean, I think if we know anything, we know that OJ ride or die was AC.
Hmm.
AC the one that was driving. We all got a friend, one or two, or maybe several friends that we know that's gonna ride with us till the wheels fall off. They gonna add. If you say, "Hey, help me do this," they ain't gonna ask no question. They're just gonna help you move the body. So
That's
I
right.
think if anything, it might have. I mean, AC might have could have helped.
That's not Spicy K.
No, I'm calling the
She
police.
not
We
gonna
know, we
help.
know she ain't. We know she ain't gonna, baby. She'll turn you in.
Hmm.
Uh, Now she may do her research as if she the FBI, but she ain't gonna ride. I
Nope.
mean, she ain't even gonna probably ride down 440, and definitely if it got a hill, she ain't gonna drive up or down the hill. So we know it ain't her.
Yep. So we ain't
But
gonna
I
put that.
think if it was anybody that I mean, if he actually did it, I mean, I believe AC probably would have been the one that would have been like, okay, he with you from beginning to the end,
And then
and he was there from beginning to the end.
I
Yeah.
kind of thought that too because I'm like this who because look here, why are we running on this highway, OJ? Cause we gonna get caught now. You doing the stupid shit like this, like you know what I'm saying? Like he was really trying to talk some sense into it, man. They want and he wasn't finna let them kill him.
I mean, but I right, I mean, we all got a friend or two, three, four, maybe that we'll drive the car. This just me. When I drive the car and you could be in the back, maybe talking to the police, trying to surrender, whatever the case may be. We gonna
I
pull up where it's safe at.
I definitely had one that I know, regardless of whatever, it don't even matter the reason. Let's go, and that's vice versa. And I would do
I
that.
mean, and And I think, and I think if anything, AC might have been there in the cut, helping out. But let's not forget that, okay, OJ probably was not the perfect husband.
Oh,
Oh,
I
by
know.
no
He
means.
was he was but OJ was rich. He was a football player. He went to USC. He was making the good people money, and he was bringing people to the games. Is what we're seeing now. That's OJ, and that's what he was doing. OJ may have been a period of time where he forgot he was black.
Oh yeah,
Oh, smoky.
I'm not
He
black. I'm
forgot because
OJ.
he he moved and grooved in society.
Okay,
He up there in what's that area he was in
Brentwood.
not Brentwood.
It was
Brentwood.
Brentwood.
Hmm.
Okay, Brentwood. Yeah, Brentwood. So he was moving and grooving in the circle of the elite right now.
Hmm. They
He's
love
bringing in
juice.
the money.
We
They
love
loved
you.
him. And they may have probably turned a blind eye to what he was doing with Nicole.
Yeah.
And Nicole was probably, hey, I'm with this football player. I done got me two children. I'm living a good life around here.
She took the
Meanwhile, he
bullshit.
might
Yeah. Now I wonder how the kids feel.
like that lifestyle. Huh?
I said I wonder how the
I
kids
think
feel because they're grown now. So
Yeah.
they're grown now and they have pretty much been out of the limelight, which is
yeah,
understandable. They have, kind of, and I think they probably rocked with their daddy. And I think nobody wants to believe they daddy killed their mama
yeah.
or whatever. And so I think they rocked with him. And I
Of course.
think too also is that I would say the Brown family, the Cole family. I think until shit turned left, which was she got killed. That's when it made an immediate turn. And at that time, he was not beneficial to them because he at that point allegedly killed Nicole. Cause think about it, that's they daughter's husband. You in the press box, you up there sitting good at the football games. You going to all the parties. You at wherever it is, OJ. You at the Naked Gun 2.5, 3.5, 5.5. You at the movie premieres. You riding there with he riding there. You getting good discounts with Hertz rental car. You reaping the benefits of it.
That's the
And
only.
so at that point, when shit went south, again, when she rested, may she rest where she gonna rest there too. But I think that when it was over with, that's when they turned on him. Because at that point, you allegedly killed our daughter. And
Yeah,
And
that,
now
he was
we have no use for you. He was found not guilty.
yeah.
And I think the other thing that hurt them was that they could not get any of his money.
Well,
They
they
couldn't
sued
get
him.
nothing.
He was
They
suing
sued him,
everybody.
but not none of his. He didn't get. They didn't get no money. I just read
the
earlier
Browns
the
did.
Goldman
That
family.
was the
ma-
goal.
Yeah, the Browns. I don't think they got anything.
Yeah.
And I think the Goldman family may have got probably 135,000 out of 300 out of 33 point some odd million dollars. All they got was 130 some thousand dollars.
That was a
You
setup
mean from like
anyway.
from they said some from they settlement?
Yeah. Cause
From
Mm.
this right.
you're not gonna tell me that I got to pay you $33 million after I just got found not guilty of a criminal charge. Now you sue me civilly and your punitive damages is 33 million. Ain't you fucking crazy? I wouldn't have paid them a damn dime neither. I'm sorry. I'm with
But
I'm with
think of all the money that OJ has, and that he had set up. He had his money so set up, so smooth, they
I
couldn't get
don't know.
nothing.
I don't know about his
They can't. They
So
cannot get
basically,
nothing.
it looks like he was awarded 90. They were awarded. The Goldmans were awarded like 96 million.
see, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
That's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. I
Let me
don't
tell
give a
you.
And
damn.
and how much? And how much did it say that they got out of that 96 million? They didn't even get a million.
You can't even tell.
I
You can't
guarantee
tell
you they
It
me.
was
got
30.
under a
It was
million.
33.5 million in damages, 8.5 in compensatory damages, and 12.5 million to each family. So
And how much did the Goldman get? Because I read earlier they may have got $135,000,
apparently
which is a
the auction was $500,000, and they were trying to collect additional 28, but they weren't able to collect that
so basically they got pennies
Mm-hmm.
in the grand scheme of things.
compared to all the money that
96
OJ got.
million. I don't know if he had like he. I don't know if he was 100 millionaire. You know what I mean?
He may not been a top millionaire, but he has some millions. And the thing is that they couldn't touch that NFL money, that pension from the NFL. There's money that they could not touch, so they couldn't touch that. I think he has some money stuff, also too looped up into real estate and all of that stuff. So he had his money was locked up, locked tight, that they couldn't even get it.
Man.
And if anybody get that money, it's probably going to be the kids, of course. But do you think
Yeah,
the grandparents gonna sue their grandkids for the money?
of course not. Plus, they're the ones taking care of the kids anyway, so
I
that would
wouldn't.
just fall into them anyway. Because they got
Man.
custody of the
They did.
kids.
Who took care of the kids at first? Who took care of them two young ones that Nicole had? Did
Mm.
OJ oldest daughter keep them, or did the Browns keep them?
I feel like they wouldn't have let them kids go to his daughter.
You don't think they went with his oldest daughter?
Uh-uh. I don't think they would have gave them to him. Like, I don't think her family would have been okay with that. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think her family would have been okay with
Okay
that.
with what?
Man, that
Okay with
man.
her kids
Okay with the
going
kids going with who?
to the big sister, to the older sister.
You think they would have been okay with that?
No, I'm saying they won. The Brown
Oh, they
family
wouldn't be.
would
Okay.
have, yeah. I don't think they would have been okay with that. I think they kept them, or either she
Okay.
had like a sister or something like that. I don't remember her family makeup.
Well,
I just
I
know they were
remember
all
now.
intertwined with the Jenners and the Kardashians and all of those people, all those movers and
So let
shakers.
me ask y'all this. Okay, so as those children, as they were, because of course they were between 10 and 12, maybe when they dad, when their mama died. Do you think they kept a relationship with the Kardashians?
Mm-mm.
You don't think they
Mm,
did?
I don't. I think everything was kind of estranged because you think about it this way: Chris was the friend of Nicole, but her ex
Mm-hmm.
husband, because they weren't together at that time. I don't think the ex husband was the lawyer for OJ, so that was all kind of just conflict and just
Listen
messy.
here. On one of the documentaries, you can hear Kim Kardashian like, my uncle OJ did this bad thing. I do miss him, but we can't see him. anymore, something like that to that effect. So yeah, no, that was a wrap.
You know, I'm gonna have to watch. This was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Do you all remember ESPN did that 30 for 30?
Hmm.
And it was a series they did on OJ and the trial.
Hmm.
I don't.
Okay, and I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because it was very good. I would say that, and you kind of saw how his attorneys and how they kind of came up with that plan, taking him to the house,
Yep.
doing all of that stuff.
Now that was suspicious. I
And
will
I
tell you.
just
His second Kardashian and his
what
secretary, what they did with that suitcase, that was suspicious. That was very
what
suspicious.
and
A lot of people thought that, that Robert Kardashian, I'm gonna say allegedly, had something to do with like cover up and stuff like that. And even though,
Yes,
yeah, so
that's
but
what.
you're an
That's what.
attorney. You're an attorney. Your goal is to win that case. I think if you're an attorney, your goal is to, whether you believe that motherfucker is guilty or innocent. Your role is to prove
If you
that they're
know for a
innocent,
fact that they are not,
reasonable doubt.
you can't defend them if you know that they're guilty. That's against your
Oh, really?
yeah. That's
That's
against
against the
your
ethics.
yeah.
yes, you can. They have a right to an
No,
attorney.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is, if you know that if they have come confessed to you, I did this crime, you can't do that. You can't do you legally. You can't. Now, I'm not saying that they
I
all do
thought
it
that was
like
like
that.
maybe attorney-client privilege.
Yeah,
Because if I
You
come
you
to
do
you,
have that.
privilege.
You don't have to tell anyone, but you if they find out you can be disbarred if they find out you had knowledge of your client doing the crime. Because if you listen to most lawyers, they'll say, "Don't say it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me." They say that because if they ethically, if they are supposed to recuse themselves from the case, that if they know that you did it,
But that makes no sense at
it does
all.
make sense. Look it up. Look it up since that's what you do anyway. Look it up
I'll look it up.
because there's if it part of whatever oath that they take, they cannot defend if I say, hey, I've done it. Now they don't have to testify against you, and they don't have to tell like the media or anything like that. But if it comes to trial and find out that you knew, you will be disbarred.
but I feel that goes into attorney-client privileges. That's just
That's
like if I go to my therapist and tell my therapist some shit, she can't go and tell. Now maybe you can subpoena, but that means you can really do
wait a
like
minute, wait a minute.
45 Trump and be like,
It's against her oath to tell, but she certainly can go tell if she want to. Come on now. And then if
mm,
she's find out, she'll lose her
mm.
license. You think they don't tell their family about folk? You man, come on now. Be like, girl, I
I
can't tell
mean,
you who. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but
I,
yeah,
I don't I don't doubt. I don't doubt that folks go. I don't doubt that attorneys go and have conversations with people. I don't doubt
hmm
that. But my thing is this: is that if you are an attorney,
hmm
whether that person did or not, okay. Take for instance, if we're gonna even take Orenthal out the equation. Um, let's use this man. I don't know, TK, if you, I'm sure it probably made the news where you at. But take for instance, Spicy, um, the guy that threw the chair,
Morgan Wallen,
Walden, the guy
Morgan
that
Wallen, yeah.
Morgan Wallen
hmm
threw the chair over the balcony. If his attorney knew that that motherfucker threw it over, and he did it, but how you gonna prove that he threw the chair but didn't mean what he did? I don't. I mean, maybe that's not the right example, but you knew he threw it. How you gonna tell me he didn't throw it?
That wouldn't be the angle that they go to, because I mean, everybody, everybody, not we're talking about murder here. We ain't talking about throwing the chair over. But I'm telling
Okay.
you, is
Okay, so
is
let's talk about let's
And by the way,
the
I'm still
murder
not
then. Okay,
vouching.
so
I'm
let's
still not
say
vouching that
if
information that you're talking about. The only thing that I see on here is that they can't basically lie to the judge
that
and stuff like that. But
as if they didn't have knowledge of the crime.
no,
That's
it doesn't.
but this is the thing is that there wouldn't be no attorneys if you did not know that your client went and did something.
you
Whether your
don't
client
know
killed
if
somebody or went and threw and did
if
drugs,
everyone
you
is
even
innocent
if you
until
do know
proven
that.
guilty. If they're innocent until proven guilty, and you know for a fact that they are guilty, that they did it, and you represent them as an attorney, you can be disbarred. I'm sticking with
I
that.
don't.
With what I
I,
said.
you know what?
Yeah, I do.
I actually know an attorney. Let me see.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
I'm you know what? And I'm gonna ask the lady that's in my neighborhood that is one because my thing is this: I really and truly feel that you're gonna tell your attorney the truth.
Yeah,
You're gonna tell your attorney the truth whether you killed that motherfucker or you didn't kill that motherfucker. But
I
you hired that attorney to make the jury believe that you did not kill them, and it is up to the attorney to find out or to get evidence to show
it's up to
reasonable
them to
doubt.
defend you again. Yes, and
And
prove
so
beyond a
and it's
reasonable doubt.
right.
Yes,
So
you're
whether
absolutely
you
right.
killed them or not, whether you killed them or not, that's my thing. If I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna hire Bart Durham, may he rest in peace, to say,
I know that name.
I,
I know that name.
Yeah,
yeah,
I know
he's
about
one of
him.
these local attorneys. May he rest in peace.
Ain't in
Uh,
Chicago.
if I took my car and rammed that motherfucker into the building, I'm gonna tell Bart my brakes failed. It's up to Bart to come up with reasons as to why my brakes failed on my car, whether I ran that car in that building or not.
Right, and you just said that what you told him. You told him your brakes failed, so that's the story he got to go with. If you going up there and said him, I need you to defend me. I
Mm-mm.
don't want to go to jail. I ran my car into this building. Then he's got knowledge that you
I'm
committed a
paying you to get.
felony. Nah,
I'm paying him to get me out of
I'm
it,
sticking with
and
what I
he and
say.
it's his.
It's in it's
This is what I see. It says defense lawyers are ethically bound to zealously represent all clients, including those they believe
hmm
will justly be found guilty, as well as those they believe are factually innocent. So their job is basically to defend them like with enthusiasm.
for their
So that
belief,
means,
yes. But if they have actual knowledge of it, they can be disbarred. I'm sticking with what I'm
but
saying
but
because
wouldn't you? Okay, but
you
wouldn't
can't.
you tell your? But your purpose is if you hire that attorney, your attorney, I guarantee you, is gonna say, "Tell me, I don't want to go out here and find any
Yeah,
evidence that anything that you.
I'm
I
not
need you
saying
to
that
tell me the truth."
they do that, but they could be disbarred. They could be if they had knowledge, prior knowledge
Oh,
that
that's
they.
gonna be all the attorneys then. That's gonna be
Yeah,
everybody.
that could be anyone. Yes, if you have prior
That's gonna be
knowledge of
all
your
of them.
client's guilt, if you have prior knowledge of your client's guilt for certain, and you go and represent them as if you do not, you can be disbarred for that.
Okay, so let's
Okay,
take murder
so
off the case. What if it okay if somebody is selling drugs and the biggest
Drugs
goddamn
too.
kingpin it is?
Drugs too.
But that's why folks pay these attorneys to get them off of it. And they
Right.
know they drug dealers.
Right. But they know that they're drug
So
dealers,
you
but
mean tell me they gonna get
you got
disbarred?
yes. If it came back on them, they could be disbarred if they know, like if they were there and saw them actually committing the crimes and had
wait,
not
wait, that's different. That's different. That's different. You're talking about them. You. It sounded like to me you're talking about them like as an
having prior
accessory too.
knowledge of their guilt. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
But no,
Now,
you know, you said if you saw them,
yeah,
like,
no.
but that's when you
If
was there
you
in the
know,
presence.
No, okay,
That's
okay,
what I
okay.
said.
I take back that what I said then, as far as
Okay.
that goes. So, cause, yeah, no, I'm talking about if you have prior knowledge of your client's guilt and you represent them as if you do not, you can be disbarred, and I'm sticking with it. Try and disprove whatever you want, but that is true. Call your lawyer friend. They gonna tell you the same thing. You can't ethically go into a court criminal case defending someone knowing that they have that you know for a fact. You can believe what you want. Because half these people go in there telling their lawyer, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And they goddamn did it. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer will tell
So
you,
let me ask you this: are you saying that? Okay, so OJ folks
hmm,
or his attorney. Are you saying that when Orenthal went down there and got Johnny, he got Rob Kardashian, got that Shapiro man,
hmm.
and I can't think of that other black man? You telling me that he sat up
You mean
there,
Johnny
paid
Cochran?
that good money?
Now
Yeah, Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran said he didn't think he was guilty. So I mean, if they don't, he doesn't. He didn't, but he actually believed that this man was innocent. This is why he worked so diligently to prove so. Like now, Rob
Huh?
Kardashian and Shapiro thought he was guilty as I don't know what, because Shapiro kept trying to make deals for him. That's why he got moved to the side for Johnny Cochran. They thought he was
Let me
guilty.
tell you this. I think money speaks louder than words, and I think that if it depends on the person, that's going to make sure that you are out there as an attorney. I can't now again when this was all going down, I was still in high school. But just think, oh, when we heard of Johnny Cochran, when you hear Johnny Cochran, you're gonna automatically think of OJ. I don't know of anything else prior to OJ with Johnny Cochran. Nothing.
He represented the
Unless
very
Too Short
elites.
said get a when Too Short said get a good lawyer, like of Johnny Cochran was with OJ.
Right.
And so I think that these attorneys they get these cases because one, they're high profile and it puts their name out there. And when they get their name out there, that's going to give them more business.
Oh
And I
yeah.
guarantee you before Johnny died, once he got uh, OJ free, I think Snoop got him for his case
Hmm.
when he got boogered up. And I can't think of who else he probably represented. But that OJ case put him on the map.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. And he got a firm.
He got a firm. He all up and down.
What is she talking about?
Oh, so I did contact, and I won't say the person's name because I told them I won't say the person's name.
Hmm.
Um, they said that no, you can. There are several reasons that you can be disbarred, but you can't be disbarred for representing a client. But you can't lie to the court. That's the only thing
That's
you
what
can't lie.
that
But that's
when
not
you lie
lying
to the
to the
court
court.
of having
But that
knowledge.
how that. But how is that lying to the court? You're not lying to the court. You're
If you have knowledge of that this person is guilty, you're not lying to the court.
no, you're defending your client. You have a
Okay.
that you.
Okay.
That's why I was saying they have to have zealous defense, which is enthusiasm. Okay.
Right. You have to. I know exactly what that means, but what I'm saying is, if okay, I'm not gonna go there with you because you didn't
No,
already talk to the lawyer.
I'm telling you exactly what
If
I'm
you,
telling you
but
what
that's
the
the same
person
thing.
said.
If I know you did something and I go in here and defend it, coming up with all these different scenarios saying that you didn't, is that not lying to the court?
No, because that's I think
You have to come up with possibilities. This possibly could happen.
you
But if you go presenting it as if it is fact, that's lying.
but you're as
What?
a defense
Okay, so you
attorney,
Because the
know what?
as
prosecution has to prove beyond a
as a
reasonable doubt that you are guilty.
but
Okay?
as a
That is
defense
their
attorney,
burden.
they're the one that is presenting the case. Your job as the defense attorney is to basically dismantle the whole prosecution of it. So
That's what I just said. They have to
but
prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
you're not going to the court and saying, you're basically just poking holes into their argument. You're not going into the court regardless of the situation saying yes or no. You're only going by, like, if your client is saying they're pleading guilty, I mean they're pleading not guilty, then you're pleading not guilty. Like,
Right.
you're not
I,
going to the go ahead.
I'm not disputing that. What I am saying is, if you go in here and you say you what the prosecution has the burden of proving your guilt, okay? If I
Yes.
know that you're guilty and I go in here presenting evidence to the contrary, which I'm supposed to do, but I can't present that evidence. I have to, like you said, poke holes in in what they say. I can't come from an angle that as if I know that you're not. That's what I'm saying. That's lying to the court.
Okay,
Like,
so you know what? Let's bring this back on around to the rest in peace, OJ. Cause we ain't gonna get nowhere trying to figure out.
right? Because yeah, she stayed like we are the ops, so she stayed trying to prove me wrong on everything that I say.
It's
So
not even like
I
that.
really don't
Like, that's
care.
why I looked up.
Nah,
You told me to look up the
I
information. I
did,
looked up the information, and
and
then I
it
contacted someone
it
that I
both
know has passed the bar
one
exam in
which
international
proved my
attorney.
point, and then it come to your friend, whoever you contacted, and they said I was wrong. So the evidence that you looked
I
up
was
proved my
explaining to
point.
you what was I was explaining.
Right. I
So
get what you were
so
doing.
so this
Like
is
I said.
so this is okay. So this is what we gonna do. We know that again. You can either be disbarred or whatever. That's up to the bar association. And I know for me as a social worker, that's above my pay grade and my
Well,
level of expertise.
to end out, where was you at on October 3rd, 1995, when they announced that my man was not guilty
I was in
on
school.
all counts?
19, and what year was that? 19 what?
95.
Oh, that means I was a freshman in college at A&M. It was not. That was 1995.
That was 1995. The trial started in November of 94 and ended in October of 95. And the reason why I can tell you the most specific about that day is because I was in home ec class. I was a junior in high school, and the teacher that I had for home ec showed how racist she was at that very moment.
Mm.
Now, keep in mind, I had second lunch. The class, it was fourth period. No, yes, fourth period. So because I had second lunch. When that second lunch bell rings every other day other than October 3rd, 1995, we flying out the classroom. That second lunch bell did not ring. I mean, it rang that day and nobody moves for the next 8 minutes.
Yeah, like I went to a all black
Really?
school, so it was the height of
Nobody.
segregation.
And when they announced not guilty, every black person in that class stood up and yelled, and that white teacher and the rest of them white students was like, "What? Oh my God!" There was 14 fights at Riverdale High School on October 3rd,
Murfreesboro
1995,
in
and I'm talking
Murfreesboro.
about
Seriously.
it is niggas versus FFA hillbillies, white folks that didn't even think they cared about OJ. All these white folks whose parents cared about OJ, then hated OJ. It was a big melee. And I'm sitting here in my second lunch just eating real good. Cause I was like, yes, yes. I was like, we won. We
So
won.
clearly, if I was at A&M, so was that around about the same time the Million Man March went down?
I don't think so. I think Million Man March was,
I'll Google.
I want to say that was around about 95 also.
I don't know.
I do because I remember it kind of being my freshman year of college.
That's sad because I really don't know. I know when OJ got acquitted, but I do not know when the Million Man March was.
So it kind of
Million
seemed
Man
like that was
March
doing this.
was, yeah, it was 1995.
So that was in
October
95
16th.
also.
Yeah, October 16th.
Okay. So
So
yeah, that was around about
Dang,
the same time.
I didn't realize that was that long ago.
like I said, I remember us doing like a mock trial, all of this stuff, and I went to an all black high school, and when I tell you it was a lot of cheering, it was a lot of clapping, and they were like, yes. I think that was also one of the first times that a lot of people felt like justice was able to be provided to a black person.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Although there was obviously, because of who OJ was, there was obviously money involved. But that was the first time that a lot of people saw that a black person that was being on trial for obviously the murder of two white individuals, Nicole and Ron, that the black person actually was able to
To
be acquitted.
win, and that's the
So that
only
felt like a
thing.
victory. That felt like a victory.
That's the
Um,
only reason why people celebrate it, because if you ask most black women, they hated OJ because he married a white woman. And
But I think
if
too,
you
it was
ask,
because he got the legal system.
yes,
I think at that point
we
proved
won.
what we want. Now I think too whether he was guilty or innocent, and of course I think in the white folks' lives and eyes, that motherfucker was guilty.
Oh yeah,
But I
it's
think
still
that
a
was
lot
the
of white people
one.
and black people that still like. I was on Twitter earlier, and a lot of black people are like a lot of black people still said that he was guilty. It's plenty of people that believe he was guilty. I just happen to be one of those people that never felt
yep,
that he was guilty.
right.
Um, you know,
It's a lot
but
of us
there's
that think he
plenty of
guilty.
people that felt that he was guilty, but they were happy that he was able to be acquitted.
Yep,
They weren't necessarily,
Mhm.
but a lot of them didn't think he was innocent.
yep, that is true. A lot because they
I
didn't.
just think that yeah, that was one time I think that probably one of few times I think that the legal system went in our favor.
Yes, and I'm talking about. I watched the recap today of people celebrating reaction to the OJ trial. Like everybody was like, yes, whether they love that nigga or hated him. As a black
Hmm.
person, you was glad we got a victory against them. And that's just how it was. And it's
Right.
sad. It's sad that it's that way because we have had so many injustices with them. And it was just
Hmm.
like, wow. I was just reading some of the things that black and white people were saying about him today, and it just made me upset because people literally worshipped the ground that he walked on while he was a football player, making their team
Because it's
win.
money.
Yeah, or making their
Exactly.
money.
It's
Yeah.
team.
And it was
It's
also
money and
another
championships.
it was also another element that I think also came into play because this was obviously taking place like in LA County from my understanding. Brentwood is in LA County. I
Hmm.
could be wrong, but I'm almost positive it is.
I think it is
But
like Beverly
a
Hills.
couple
Yeah.
of years prior, they had Rodney King and the
Yeah.
police brutality,
91.
and you had the whole, you
Mm.
know, riots and everything. So I think a lot of people also saw that as the trial as a way to be like, we got justice still. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yep.
Like, we may not have gotten justice, due to the whole Rodney King situation, and he may not have gotten justice, but it's I guess they saw themselves or just black people in general as like, we finally was able to get a win.
Exactly. And so I mean, like I said, I didn't know much about football when Juice played. I mean, he retired the year after I was born, so you know, I know he played with a assistant principal of mine, Robert James. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he's feeling that. He was a good friend of OJ's, and I wonder how people in his life still treated him after the fact. Because like I said, I don't have any personal stake in on thought at all.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I really went with what I thought could have happened and what made sense from the trial, from what I heard, all the evidence, and then the fact that, you know, Mark Furman. Did we find out if he was dead or not?
Oh, I look.
I
I
thought we.
think he's still living. I
I
don't.
think
Is
he.
he the one that was in the guest house? No, that's Kato. That was Kato, right?
Kato.
Kato
Yeah.
Kaylin. Mark Furman is still
No,
living.
Mark Furman's still living. He was the
Okay.
police guy
Yeah,
that
he's still
kept
living.
saying nigga, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think there was a lot of things that tainted the case for the prosecution, but the
Mhm.
prosecution, I agree with the bosses of Marsha. Was it Marsha Clark? Is that her name?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Darby, and Christopher Darby. Her bosses felt like she wasn't pressing hard enough because she just knew that she had a slam dunk. Like she literally thought that this was gonna be a slam dunk case. Like OJ did it, we got this, and then boom, Mark Furman. Mark Furman threw her all the way off. Like why would you even be the one to say all this and do all this? You just messing up everything. Plus, you done planting evidence. We could have got past the planting evidence. We can't get past you doing all these nigga this, nigga that. You know what I'm saying? So
So
I
let me
just
ask you this then. I think okay, when we know he was, found not guilty of the murder of Nicole and Ron. Now fast forward what 10, 15 years later, and he was trying to get his memorabilia. Do you think that was him going to jail and being convicted of stealing was
well
payback for the murder?
no
Because they gave that motherfucker
No, a
like
lot of
30
people,
years
30.
for
yeah,
stealing shit.
a lot of people felt like that was their way of still like of OJ still going to jail and
He
still
did
losing.
he did 9 years on
Well,
Oh,
some
but
33.
people,
33 years, yeah.
On
but they
33.
did
So
a lot of people did feel that way. A lot of people felt that way and felt like it was
tell
like
tell them he
their
had
kind of
kidnapping
justice.
on that. He had a
Yeah, it was
kidnapping
kidnapping
charge on
charges.
that.
Hmm.
So he that whether they feel like they if they want to do that, he would have had like 76 years. Uh, you know,
Mm.
to run concurrently or some shit like that. No, they did. They was not trying to make.
But he didn't even have no gun or nothing. It was the other folks that was with him. And
Yeah,
really, OJ was really going to get his shit.
and but
I
it
mean,
was. I think
would
that
we
was a
be doing the
setup.
same thing too?
I don't
I
think that.
agree.
I don't think that it was. The sentence that they gave him. They gave him the charge that they gave him based on what had happened, what transpired. But I think he was set up by those people to do that,
Mm.
to
You
go and
say he
try to
was.
get him.
Mm.
Yes, because I mean, you like, like if it's like, hey man, Spicy K, I know who stole your car. Let's go get him. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't, and we finna take the car you got now. You know, I'm type type stuff. Like that was a whole setup for that. No, like I just don't understand. But yeah, they had his stuff. Like if anything, he need to preserve is his football legacy because that's where he was great. I hate that his legacy, as he has passed away, is going to be that of an acquitted murderer because that's all the people are saying.
But
The
people, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying that
I
before they
think I
even.
think I think that's good. I think that's fair though. I think they're going to always. If you think of OJ, you're gonna
I don't think
always
it's
think
fair.
of Nicole and Ron, and it could have been because I know he was a Heisman Trophy guy, and I don't know. I can't. Don't ask me because I'm not a football
I don't think he
person,
got no.
so I can't. I
He
don't know
got a
if
Heisman.
he
He
ever
got a Heisman
won like a.
Trophy.
I know he got a Heisman. I'm talking
Did
about
he get
Super
in the
Bowl.
Super Bowl?
I
Did he
don't.
win a Super Bowl? Anything?
That's what I'm
No,
trying
I'm
to see.
checking right now.
But we do know he did good in college.
Yes.
So
Oh
that
yeah.
much we know. So we know he did good in college playing. He got the Heisman Trophy.
Never even
He
made it
was
to the
in
Super Bowl.
movies. Okay.
I
And
didn't
probably
think so. But he's in the Hall
what
of
he
Fame.
did
a,
probably
a
he's in the
first
Hall of
rounder.
Fame.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think probably what OJ what he would be known for, of course, would be the latter stuff, which would be the
That's
murders.
that's and
But I
that's just not
think,
right.
and it's not right. But I mean, That's
It is
just
what
the
it
way it
is.
is. It is what it is. And I think even considering probably what he did in the college for USC and all of that stuff, that's not going to count. Because at the end of the day, if somebody mentions OJ Simpson, the first thing that's going to come out of somebody's mouth is going to be he killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman.
And I mean, and my thing is, who stayed consistent, him or the people that was supposedly loved him? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But
He
they loved him for what he was able to do
to
for them as
exactly.
far as football goes and also as far as monetary goes. And when all of that went away, because once that monetary stuff, let's just say it, let's just be honest. OJ was tap dancing for the good white folks.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, that's just what it was.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
He was,
Okay.
and he found, and the thing is, OJ found out that he was black when they took his ass down there to LA County Jail, a courthouse, and he was on trial for killing not one but two white
To
folks.
one of those white folks that he allegedly had killed, well, he had a record of abusing and mistreating. Like he, now he was. I ain't saying he a good dude or nothing. He used to put fists to her
Exactly.
face. Like it was bad. If
I
you let
mean,
Chris Jenner
and
tell it, it was bad.
he really took her down through there. But again, and I think a lot of times too is that
Her parents sold her out. She was young. She was
she
like
was young.
19, 20, something like
She
that.
was, yeah, she was young, and she may have been groomed
Hmm.
uh, to find her somebody rich and take care of the family. I ain't saying they came from no trailer park, but they might have been, good, well off folks. And so I think when the money,
Not far off.
again, they kind of looked, and I don't want to say that because again, all this is just my thoughts and my opinion. But I think is that when money is coming through and that money is good and you're able to buy things, you're able to go places other than what your normal salary can do because now your daughter is with an NFL star.
He
And in
overlooked
addition
shit.
to being an NFL star, your daughter is with a movie star. He's getting commercials. He's got endorsements. He's got all of this stuff. So maybe they turned a blind eye to a black eye.
Mm.
Maybe they turned a blind eye to a bruise that was on her shoulder, or whatever the case may be.
That's pitiful.
Because it's pitiful and it's sad. But I think, again, when the stuff was good and when it was working for them, I think then that's when they was like, oh, girl, he didn't do that to you. You all right. Let's cover that up. Let's get us a
Fuck
little
that.
more Norman makeup. Let's get something to cover that up with.
Mm.
And then I think
I
when it and when she ended up deceased on that night, when her and Ron Goldman both ended up deceased, then that's when stuff that they may have turned a blind eye to, that's when they started presenting that up to everybody else and saying, yeah, she came to my house. She had a black eye. She had bruises on her. That's when they started telling everything
Right. That's crazy.
because because now they got to prove that he did all of that stuff.
That's what we gotta say to him. If y'all had to saved her then, if y'all think he killed her, y'all could have saved her then. It's on you. Nah, you
well,
don't do that.
I want to go ahead and go to So, of course, like I said, he passed away. There's been a lot of jabber on social media. One of the things being Caitlyn Jenner making a statement saying "good riddance." There's been people that's apparently the Heisman organization, uh, made a tribute post to him. People were upset about that because they were like, you took away Reggie Bush Heisman Trophy, but yet and still you're offering condolences, whatever, to the family. And
But
now,
Reggie didn't kill nobody, right?
And Reggie
no,
What
was
did
guilty.
Reggie?
Was found
and
guilty.
He was. What was he doing?
it was
He got
taking
paid.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay, so paid and killing is, of course,
oh
two
yeah,
different
it's definitely
things.
definitely two different things. Um, so the whole notion to me, I've always felt this way, that I'm not one of those people that say when someone passes away you can't talk about them, because I truly believe what you did in life, people can still have wounds from that, after you've been gone on. So I'm not one of those people that's like you can't speak ill of the dead. No, if the dead was evil, speak ill. Will do whatever you got to do because that's on you. That's what's between you and them. I, I don't make people a angel that was on earth being the devil. I just don't do that. So I don't have any issues with anyone like making comments or jokes or anything about it, because again, there's a segment of people that truly believe, even though he was acquitted, that he, murdered these two individuals. Now, my issue with um Caitlyn Jenner, for example, is why are you saying good riddance? Like you all hung out with each other. I am positive, I am truly positive, if she was, like you said, being abused and everything by him, she was likely, because Chris had spoken out about some of this stuff, and you were married to Chris, so I'm quite sure pillow talk was happening. You knew all of this, but yet and still you were still popping up at events with him. You were still going to all of these events.
But
So
again, it goes back to what I said earlier. It was beneficial for Caitlyn to move within them circles. Now, mind you, maybe why
Sorry, it was
Chris
Bruce.
was, yeah, yeah. At that time, it was Bruce, and Bruce and OJ. I guarantee you was all moving in the same circles.
Do you know how much of an elite athlete Bruce Jenner was? Like, I'm so sorry, I had to go there with that because that just upset me. Like, he was on my freaking Wheaties box, yo. He was an elite Olympian, and now
Which
okay.
means he was in the same. Because when OJ could have been on the Wheaties box also.
Hmm.
So that means you all was in the same circle. The woman that you married was married to uh 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 Rob Kardashian, his attorney. So that means you all know each other.
They ran in the same
So
circles, yeah.
mhm.
in the same circles. So for you to say good riddance, to me, that's foul because you could really be next.
They said she
And
got
it
her
ain't
ass
like
ate
you.
up.
Oh, they done ate her ass up on the social and the media. But my thing is this: is that uh, Caitlyn, Bruce, whichever way we want to say it, we gonna say Caitlyn,
Caboose.
Cabrice, Cabrice, Caitlyn. Let's not forget what the fuck you did when you was Bruce. So it's not like you transition to Caitlyn and your slate is clean.
Right.
No, you did some shit as Bruce
I'm a
before you
girl
transition.
now.
And so that don't mean now that you done, transition and now you identify as Caitlyn that your record is clean. Cause you could be next, Caitlyn.
Mm.
Yeah, and then the thing about it is, like, people mentioned that, Caitlyn actually um, was involved in an auto accident that resulted in
She
someone
was.
passing away, and I believe she took a plea deal. I'm almost positive she took a plea deal.
Hmm.
Because she
Oh,
didn't
She
use a
did.
knife or a gun, she's okay.
so and
And
people
to and make
people on
that make
Twitter slash
sense.
X was mentioning like, but you're the only one that actually was charged with a crime that led to someone passing away. But yet and still he has so much, she has, ooh, my apologies, it's yet and still she has so much to say about OJ. And to be honest, he probably just shouldn't, she probably just shouldn't have said
Okay.
anything at all, and just left, you know, left everything out of that conversation, because i don't I don't even think Chris has even mentioned anything. And
I
obviously,
don't
you
know,
know,
probably not yet.
yeah.
Oh, she
You
definitely
know
will.
what? You think she will? Because I highly doubt she will say something.
Oh no, she gonna say something. I don't think y'all know Chris Jenner like I know Chris Jenner. No, I don't know her like that. But she's definitely going to say something.
And I wasn't trying to use the incorrect pronouns for Caitlyn. I just
I thought it was gonna be me that got us canceled.
no,
It's gonna be you.
no. I corrected myself.
They don't,
Well, okay.
girl.
So what do you?
You
What
think
do
that
you?
matters,
What
don't it?
could?
I had no intentions of calling her a him.
It's not. It doesn't matter
My
about your
So
intentions.
I was looking
my.
at something,
Hey,
so that's all I'm
well,
talking about.
because we my thing is we need to apologize, and my because I'm learning pronouns and things of that nature. But Bruce, aka Caitlin, don't get it tangled and twisted, ma'am.
Sir, ma'am, all of that.
Don't get it tangled and twisted. You I think really what that was is just very disrespectful. And it's not like everybody loved OJ
She
or
wanted some
whatever,
attention from that, and she got
but
it.
that
She
ain't the
got
right
it.
attention to get.
So well, she got it too, because they said they ate her ass up.
And they done lit clean on into it. And I
Talk
think
about
it's
Miss
rightfully
Doubtfire.
so.
Miss
Yeah,
Doubtfire,
like
they killed me.
there's a lot of memes. Yeah, the one I saw was, yeah, they called they called Caitlyn Miss Doubtfire.
And when I
Just a
saw,
lot of stuff.
let me tell you, Miss Doubtfire sent me that
Mm-hmm.
that there sent me. That just took me to a whole nother level. Now, do I think the Kardashians will maybe go the route that Caitlyn Jenner went? I don't think so.
Mm.
No,
I don't think.
I don't think the only person that I think would be like, I could, to be honest, I could see if Ron or Nicole parents, family members said anything like that. Like, to me, that would make sense for them. I just don't necessarily see how that makes sense for Caitlyn to want to, you know, say that. Like, I just don't think that she had the, even though she was close to them, I just don't think that that made a lot of sense for her to say,
I
because
think
they were
what we.
all
I
in the
think.
same circles. And I'm, like I said, and I'm quite sure she knew a lot of this stuff, you know, because of, you know, the marriage to Chris.
I think we can all agree that once the Browns and the Goldmans got word that OJ had crossed over or crossed under, they were throwing a party and they was popping bottles of champagne.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't, and I guarantee you, any post that they make or any TV appearance that they make, there will not be a "I feel sorry" or anything like that.
Hmm.
I don't think it'll be anything like that. I think them people will be probably more of "I want my money," and however way them people can say "I want my money" is how they will say it.
So
I don't
here,
I don't think they would say good riddance.
so this has been a lovely episode that we have been able to bring to you all because TK requested that we discuss OJ Simpson and basically his legacy and everything that was going on. I know this is quite unusual for us to have a show on a Thursday. We haven't had a guest in a while, so thank you so much, Jameelah,
Thank you,
for
thank you.
joining our show
Thanks for
tonight.
having me, my first
Um, does
podcast.
anyone have any? Oh, you're welcome to come back. Does anyone
Thank
have
you.
any last thoughts before we bounce up out of here for tonight?
Let's just remember that OJ Simpson, the Juice, was a Hall of Fame rusher in the NFL. He did some great things in the league, and he was a he was a he was a person other than what he's known for.
Mm-hmm.
His legacy ended there. So, you know, he ended up being
I agree.
at the end. He ended up being a bit of an asshole, but I think society made him that way because he what else can you do but be acquitted of a crime? Anybody else can move on with their lives. He wasn't able, so I hate that for him. I hate where his life descended to. Said he was worth only about 3 million when he died. That's some. That's 3 million, but still, he made quite a bit more than that throughout his life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
You know,
appreciate you as a
I
football talent,
agree.
sir, and rest
And
in peace wherever you
yeah,
can.
may you rest, OJ, where you gonna rest. I mean, again, I hate for his legacy to be OJ, quote unquote, the murderer. Uh, but I think that's more likely how people are going to remember him as. Um, but hey, may his soul rest. May the kids find peace and comfort in his passing. And it's definitely difficult for them. They lost a father.
Right.
No matter what we believe or no matter what we think of as OJ, at the end of the day, kids lost their father. And not only did they lose their father, they've lost their mother,
yeah,
or at least
Hmm.
two of the kids. So really, essentially, the two younger kids have no living parents. So if we could be kind to them, uh, because whatever they dad did, it's not a reflection of them.
Right.
yeah. And
So
I just want to say that I do feel like even though a lot of people will see OJ legacy as a person that they believe was incorrectly acquitted, I feel like one thing that OJ Simpson, in my recollection of everything that happened with the trial, I feel like it allowed black people to finally be able to get justice, even though they knew that obviously it came as a price and that you had to have money. But I feel like at that particular time in the United States, black people, mostly as a collective, felt some kind of overwhelming feeling about him being acquitted, and about like the justice system working. And that's what I think his legacy end up being, but or should end up being, I guess I should say. But anyway, thank you so much, Jameelah, for joining us.
thank
We
you
are
for
the
having
ops. We're
me.
telling it all. This is your girl, Spicy K,
It's your girl TK. Mwah.
and
Peace.
we're out of here.